Hey guys, it's Adventure. Welcome back to the channel, and today we're taking a look at a new Got Friends aircraft. This weird and wonderful monster is the DoubleEnder, which is a really odd place to start verbally because that could be taken many ways. At least two, specifically, but you know. Either way, I digress. This is originally thought of as the Twin Cub. It was conceptualized by Alec D. Wild, and better known in the bush community as the DoubleEnder. Now, it is seen by some as one of the most innovative bush plane prototypes in the modern era, and it's got a focus on safety, reliability, and stability. It's a one-off home-built aircraft that's a really exciting idea. Now, in terms of its real-world background, it's a home build, a joint effort between Alec D. Wild, Eric Lewis of Lou Aero Works, and engineered by Douglas Keller. Now, it's modified by a couple of other people, but it started development in 2000s, about midway through, as a Piper PA-18, and made its public reveal in various Super Cub forums. And it gets its name from the unique push-pull style of the aircraft. We have two engines, front and rear. Now, it has inline Rotax 9s, and it has often got a custom belly pod on it, which is an extra fuel tank, or an auxiliary fuel tank, I should say. Big bubble canopy, as you can see there, and very, very strange. Fully actuated horizontal stabilizer, a huge view for the pilot, 35-inch bush wheels, automatic leading edge slats. It is a bush monster. Now, this is based on the latest current version of the aircraft, and you get to fly it in the sim. Stat-wise, well, empty weight is 680 kilos or 1,500 kilograms, and a gross of 1,100 or 2,500, so 1,000 pounds of load there, which is pretty good actually. Fuel capacity is a standard 2 times 24 gallons. It can have 55 gallons additionally in the auxiliary pod. Rotax 916 IS engines, two of them. And we have two Airmaster props, the 3-blade carbon ones. Now, speed-wise, she can get to a cruise of 96 knots or 178 kilometers per hour. She can take off at 39 knots, and her stall speed is 31. Range of 361 nautical miles. 4 hours enduro on main tanks, 7 with the aux pod. So let's take a look at what we've got in here, because being a Got Friends aircraft, it's obviously chock-a-block with function and feature. Let's slow the camera down here. They always make good looking aircraft on the exterior. This is obviously a lot of composite materials and fabrics, so it's a pretty simple looking exterior, which is fine. The fabric wing there. Let's look at this weird design. It's so space age almost, with that clear cockpit. One strange thing is, of course, the pilot and passenger both have their arms out. Could be a bug, but there you go. Looks a little bit weird. You'd think they maybe have the hand on a stick, but no. Got our belly pod there, which I assume has a little bit of cargo space in it as well. Big tyres, very useful. And these two very lean propellers. Quite small, really. So I think it's sunken barge in Alaska, so we've got literally a barge over there. Or what appears to be a modified old landing craft. Yeah, welcome to Alaska, baby. And there's our strip. So it's a perfectly appropriate place to fly this thing. Let's take a look inside, because it's got some really cool features. Now, obviously, visibility is phenomenal in here. We've got our little vents here we could open, including down there as well. Door here, which is very Cub styled, obviously. In fact, it looks to be straight out of a Cub, at least the front end of it. Close it down there. We have our transponder down here. Parking brake is there. We've got the ability to fuel dump, or dump the fuel pod, which we'll do when we're in flight and see how it goes. And basic autopilot control, which is useful to have. So that's going to be our feeds from the pod. Obviously, fuel selectors are here, so we'll put these to both for now. Battery, avionics, alternators there. This controls our vibration effects, so you can choose how much you want. We'll have that on full. And this Airmaster control unit is for our props. So they're obviously variable, but they are, to an extent, automatic, which is pretty useful. And we have different modes for them, so takeoff, climb, cruise, and beta, which is pretty useful. So as we can turn the front beta on and off with a switch once it's into that mode. Obviously just front. That one has feather. But we can change the pitch there with fine and coarse. We've got some general automatic settings, automatic and manual modes. Nice and simple. Now down here we have our instrument panels. One for each engine. This bottom one, although both could do it, we can go into the configuration, and obviously you press the button in there. Now obviously you're not going to be doing a lot of modification whilst you're actually flying, so that's fine, you can do it on the ground. But to actually select things, you would go camping select there, select it by the middle mouse button, then roll it. Why won't it actually go out? My parking brake is on. Oh, maybe it's because my electronics are on. No, that could be a me issue. I'm not sure why that's not actually selecting, but it should be able to select. Wait, those are actually... Am I an idiot? I'm an idiot. I think I'm an idiot. Battery's on. I was an idiot. I'm really good at being an idiot. Don't mind me. So as we've got our wear and tear of age and use, we've got, we can set here, we can actually look at the various statistics of various items, so we can look at those numbers on them. If we go exit to go back, we can roll through here. Now, I would prefer this to be touchscreen. Obviously, the real unit isn't touchscreen, but with flight sim being sometimes a pain in the ass, it would have been nice to have this be push screen options so we can scroll through things faster. We'll put the spinners on the props there. Registry decals we can disable and enable. Pilot visibility, vibration effects, visual effects. So we can control all those functions. So we can go back there and then we can go to our engine page. Obviously up here we've got our usual GPS. We can cycle this between the PMS and with the Garmin. So we've got the options there for the 650s. Now, starting is really simple. You literally go... Boop. Oh, pumps. I need to have my fuel actually in. There we go. Fuel's actually on now, which is a good start. And mags. Mags are also helpful. There we go. So our mags are on. There we go. I am not an idiot completely. Just occasionally. Okay. So these are our brakes down there, separate. Obviously rudder pedals there, brakes there. So not the same, obviously very cub-like in that regard. Parking brake is off, so when we actually brake it goes like that normal. So the parking brake on, then still forwards. So we'll taxi out to the runway here and we'll give her a bit of a whip around and see how this old beast works. Obviously being a twin prop, we do need to give it some beans with both throttles if we have both throttles. God, the visibility is so strange to be able to see this well. I feel like I'm in an ultralight, but I'm not. Power on. Road taxis do sound kind of weedy, but they're really potent, obviously. And you are... Oh, God, that's a tree. But I'm up already, so it doesn't really matter. Cycle these to cruise. Not that it matters a ton. My actual prop pitch levels don't really do anything because this is an automatic system, but look at this. Look at the visibility you've got in this aircraft. It's insane. We'll look down there, we can see the airstrip. You can see so much up here. And that was a takeoff without flaps, but you've got two road taxis putting out a good amount of horsepower here. So the aircraft doesn't really worry too hard. Great for doing bush flying and off airport sort of activity because you've got such a good view. Which I think is the major advantage here, is you can see so much. You know, we could choose to land anywhere we like and we can really be precise about it because we can see. Obviously, visibility over the nose in a tail dragger is hard. So when you've got so much no nose, much easier, right? That's the huge advantage there. Not only have you got the extra thrust of two engines, but you've also got visibility that's just unbeatable. Outside a helicopter. In fact, this is basically a helicopter. You can get to 30 knots. We'll land over there on the bar and show you what I mean. So we'll bring her around here a little bit, lose some altitude. So we'll go to takeoff pitch. And we're going to just let it settle down a little bit here. Lose some of this airspeed. Now, obviously, our speed is not a major concern for us in many cases. We've got that down there, of course, altitude and airspeed. 50 right now. We're slow. You can move that to the upper screen if you want to, depending on where you want to have it visible. It does make things a bit interesting having the instruments all down there, but it is very much a fly-by-your-eye type aircraft. Okay, so we'll put some flaps in. And we'll turn around here. Make our approach. It's 42 right now, so a bit... Still a good number above stall speed. But we're almost hovering in here. 39, we'll keep our eyes on that. Look at how easy you can just bring this thing down. Keeping the nose level. A little more power. Just bring my nose up whilst maintaining my forward movement. Keep the aircraft where I want it to be. Keeping that speed good. Letting myself drop down. Bringing it in nice and straight. Nice and easy. That's a bit of a stall horn there. I do notice it wants to dip a wing when it stalls, so keep some power on here. Just to keep some airflow over the wings roots. As we're getting close to the shore. Yes, I can tell. I can tell. And we are stopped. There we go. So where did we stop? We stopped there. We touched down there. We used maybe 60 feet, 70 feet. I could probably do better with practice. That was my first landing. Yeah. That was my first landing, and that's how instinctive the aircraft flies. Never landed that before. She's very, very instinctive. So, take a look at these flaps. Big, huge flaps there. Those leading edge flaps are very useful. And that was only 2 notches of flaps. That wasn't even like full flaps. We've got 4 notches. Full, very much drag. Very much you're definitely landing. I was using just 2 notches. Look at the surface area they increase when they pump out there to actually use. And obviously being manual, you can actually apply them. So, full power, get the nose over, tail still up, pop the flaps, and whoa, we're up. Nice and easy. Flaps are cleaned, and we're building speed. Really nice and simple, very effective aircraft. Amazing for sightseeing. Like, this is a really great aircraft for looking around and just enjoying scenery. It's a helicopter without all the annoying crap about having to fly a helicopter. And you can basically land anywhere. Imagine this and do the Burj Al Arab really easy. There's the airport. So let's try and do something stupid here. I'm doing, what? 60, so I'll go full flaps here. Dump all of my airspeed really quick, and I'm basically hovering at this point. I'm probably going to dip a wing here and stall it, so I don't want to do that. So I'm going to keep my nose down. Let's drop the nose here and use this to get me some serious verticality. Slip it, side on. That's a shed, don't want to hit the shed. Slide sideways. A little bit of stupid, never hurt anybody. On the brakes, not to tip over, a little bit of dancing, and we're down and we're in. Woo! That's a roller coaster, isn't it? Full power. It's tipping up, and pop the flaps after a 1-2 count, and we're away. Stupid is as stupid does, and this is stupid, and I like stupid. Stupid's fun. Let's try and go for a really, really short one. We'll circle around, get low, so we can drag this baby in. I'm a little nervous about its tendency to roll a wing, because I'll get some altitude first and I'll show you what I mean. It's not going to be enough altitude to do it safely, but it's flight sim. I'm not going to actually die. So we'll power off. And we're doing what? 70, so we'll let some speed bleed off first. We'll go full flaps here. And I'll hold it here so she stalls. Whoa! See what I mean? Yeah, viciously drops a wing. Which may be a real tendency. I mean, Pipers do tend to stall sometimes kind of interestingly. But obviously this is quite far from being a Piper really. At this point, it's a very unique aircraft. But it definitely makes for interesting flight tendencies. One to be aware of. This is why I was quite... Other aircraft, I will happily hang them on the stall horn all day long. This one, I don't want to dare hang it on the stall horn that long because I know it will bite me. So, I need to be careful. Honesty moment, I had flown this before, but I didn't actually land. I was flying around a little bit, then I hit escape. I went to go record. I just wanted to have a general idea how it flew. I didn't actually get a chance to land it, so, you know, that is your nuance moment there. Alright, so we're full flaps here. Look how much the nose drops with that. Get the power on here. There's our runway. Very stiff in terms of, oh, sugar roll there with the flaps fully out, but these things are barn doors, if ever such a word existed. I literally feel like a helicopter right now. Power, 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 power. Too much flap, I think. It's going to bite me. It's going to kill me. Yeah. I'm not ashamed of that. I was playing with this. I shouldn't be full flaps with this. The full flaps are insane. Just tip the nose up there. This'll do. This is a perfect runway, right? That's enough room between those rocks. Ah, this is enough room. This is definitely enough room. Whoopsie daisy. Away. Let's not hit the barge. Flaps are up. We're clean. Okay, we'll land it properly on the runway. You know, just to be normal human beings here. But experimenting with stuff like this in the sim is why we can have fun, because it's not real. We don't have to worry, do we? If it was real life, I wouldn't be doing anything quite that insane. I can't imagine testing a prototype aircraft to see where its envelope is and how far I can push it. Because I, knowing me, would definitely hurt myself. Alright. Big fat slip. We're clean right now, by the way. Oh, I'm coming in very hot here, but I don't care. Probably too hot, actually, in hindsight. Yeah. Way too hot. Far too hot. Look at that visibility. You can see so much around here. It's like flying a go-kart, I think is the best way I could describe it. It's flying a go-kart, and you've got such huge response from those Rotax engines. It really is a monster. That's better. Put the engine instruments down there, so I got my... And that's the customizable nice thing. You can put your, you know, your RPM, your power, your altitude, your airspeed up at the top. You can see better. Let's see what we need to see. Which, considering most of you don't have a microphone in front of your eyes, it makes seeing it a lot easier. I have a microphone in front of my eyes, so that can be a visibility factor there. Let's not have that happen. 2 notches flaps in. Drop the power here. We're going to have to curve it in a little bit to the runway because we've got those trees just in front of it and I want to come in kind of low here. So we'll just whip it around the trees and call it good. 38, we're okay. Not really watching the speed as much as I am feeling the aircraft and how it wants to behave. Hold the nose, hold the nose, hold the nose, hold the nose, hold the nose. Touchdown. Ah. Okay, where did we end up? Yeah, I'll call that pretty good. Yeah, I think we touched about here. I'll call that good. So what, 40 yards? 50 yards? Yards? Feet? That's feet. We're measuring feet here, not yards. That'll do. Yeah, I can basically land anywhere, and we saw how far we took off earlier. Similar distance. This thing is a bloody monster. And I kind of love it. There we go, back in the cockpit. I love this thing. It's fantastic. You should definitely go buy it. It's $20. It's a Got Friends aircraft. They're fun. They're feature-filled and they're silly. And they usually put a smile on your face. So yes, the Got Friends DoubleEnder. The name still amuses me and it always will. Bye!